All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the market today. So, as you will recall yesterday, this is gold, by the way, right? As you will recall yesterday, we had the Astro hours here. I talked about the market coming up here. If you wanted to play long, that was your way to go. You could have also gone long here at the Astro hour. Why? Because we had a breakout. So, breaking out of the session in the Asia, breaking out of the Asia session, coming back and going up right into the Astro hour. And I said this was the sell zone here. So if you sold here, you should have been also okay. And I did say you got to look out for Thursday. Why? Because Thursday is also a swing day for gold. And I did say keep in mind the Asia session because we've got some critical hours in the Asia session as well. All right. So if the market comes back up, I think selling is also an option. So if you sold from this zone, well done. If you bought into that as well, you know, well done. All right, so not much to talk about here. Remember, Monday was a swing day. This is your Wednesday retracement to Thursday. Now, the gold swing days are Thursday and Friday, right? So the next ones are coming up, Thursday and Friday. So we've got to be on our toes for that one. What does that really mean? On Thursday, we can still head up a little bit more, but we want to be selling here. So Thursday, I think it should be a sell day, but no selling on 75, which is the daily support, which is 2,170, which is right there, right? So that's the daily PST level. At this moment, we don't have an Astro hour there. The Astro hours for today, let me put it on here. It's 9:45. By the way, just a sweet reminder that the platform and my local time are now back on track. As you can see, this is 8:30 and my time is 8:36 at the moment as I'm doing this video. So that's the first Astro. Well, let's put the others. Radio. So this is it. These are the Astro hours, as you can see. Now, because Thursday and Friday still have a swing day possibility, right? We might still find the market going up on Thursday and Friday. So there's a bit of a tricky situation here. Today's Thursday. We had a nice impulse move upwards. If I put this into a 1 hour chart, what you're going to see here is, as we've learned in technical analysis, let's just open this up a little bit. Okay, here we are. All right. Market actually going in a range. Okay, so that's the Friday high from last week. As you can see, it's pretty much on Thursday low. So we're in this range. Okay. So there's two things. There are two things that can really happen here. So one is we can dip down. If we dip down, we can go into Friday and sell off on Monday. Okay. Or the other option is we can go up, sell off, go back up, sell on Monday. Or what we're going to do is basically muck around here, go up, and Friday sell off. Okay, so those are the options we've got. Now, I don't see what I see, to be honest, is if we come back down at an Astro hour, we can go back up. Now, today we've got news, right? During the news, I did not post any hours, all right? So if you take a look at your members area, I've posted the hours and what I've meant. As you can see, during the news, we've got nothing. So if you just bypass the news and just wait for these hours, you're better off. Okay. Now this zone here, okay, this hour here can be a nice swing or a retracement. What you got to look out for, if this level breaks, it's going to go on until closing. If it reverses, then it's going to go until closing as well. So you're going to have to measure it well. Obviously, we won't know how it's going to pan out until we get there, will we? Right? So we don't know. So the first Astro hour here is this. All right, and this is not a bad place where the market can lift its head back up again, and you got to cover yourself obviously at these levels here because there's big sell-offs here. Now, because the market's been selling off here, obviously buying around those levels is not the best of ideas. All right, remember on Monday I said you should sell the highs. So if you did, you'd have come into Wednesday, which is fine, which is like a resetting the week. And then we had this impulse wave at the Astro hours going up, and that's also okay. And the market breaking up into this level, which I said it should come up into this level. All right. And then selling here is okay. And if you're sold here, that's also okay. So the whole idea is this can possibly come back down here, make even a lower low, and then swing up into Friday. And that's also an option. All right. So be mindful. Instead of trading the range in between levels, if you're going to do it, trade the highs, or the lows, or the lower lows. All right. I talked about this before, and that was the weekly pivot coming into there. So now you can get rid of that. First location is going to be around here. So this is a zone where the market can tap into at an Astro hour. Okay, if it does, this is a zone you can trade off and bounce back up. Okay, if we head up, then we're going to look for a sell, obviously selling the highs at the Astro hour. Let's turn this back into a 15-minute chart and move on. All right, so like yesterday, trading at the levels, all right, these volume levels at the Astro hours is like a better way to go than just jumping into a trade. All right, let's take a look at the euro dollar daily. Here's the daily. Now with this one as well, guys, that's a nice move up, as you can see. And if you take a look at your Astro hours from yesterday, let's take a look at that on that one. That is what, 8 o'clock my time. And you had 7:53 to 8:20 as well. 8:15, I think. 8:15, that's your 8:15 there. All right, so selling off around here, higher stop loss is also okay. If you went long, obviously that would have been in the morning. That's 12:30. What did we have? We had 12:30. We had, I think, 1:45, didn't we? Yep, 1:45. That's your breakout happening here. And before that, we had 10 past 11. 10 past 11. That's not the best place to trade. As you can see, this was like the way to go. All right, why? Because this is where the market had the closing and the opening, and it made the move from here. So you've got to wait for the sweet spots, as you can see. As you can see here. So what to do with the euro dollar? I'm still okay to sell this off. Okay, I'm still okay to sell this off. And your first target's going to be 62, 1.0923, 1.0923. Let's take a look at that, which is there. All right, 1.0923. So the market can dip back into this zone here, which is fine. Okay, so we can end up here at Astro hours, not a problem at all. If you want to sell the highs, you can do so. Where can you sell that off? That's looking okay. Maybe if they sweep the stops of the Asia high and we get an Astro hour, then look for a reversal if the market ends up there. Okay, and that's your first target. If that breaks, that's the zone. All right, so the reason I don't want to be a buyer up here too much is, on the one hand, we've made the target, so we're pretty close. On the other hand, there are still levels the market can go at, so you've got to be careful with this one. Okay, and trade exactly just on the Astro hours. Okay, so 1.0980, you can still keep it on the cards. 1.0980. If it comes back up here, okay, 1.0980. This is also okay. as a target level to sell off from. And because the market had a big blue day on the retracement, buying to go there is not a bad idea because the trend is still up. So if you want to buy here at an Astro hour to push higher, that's, you're okay to do that too. That's fine. Okay, no big deal. You can do that too. That price level is good. If you're using the PST, the ATAM strategy, you can just draw that there as well. Okay, now I don't have a price for that, but if it dips down as well, we can actually, around here looks like a good idea. Okay, not a bad place at all. Okay, and this is also an okay place for the intraday. So if the first Astro hour 9:45, which is right there, okay, this for Thursday is an in-between level, but from here the market can still shift up. Okay, and if you want to do an intraday trade with a tight stop loss to go back up, you can do it, but here is a safer spot to match with your hours. Okay, and like I said, if you want to sell, do it from the highs. The PST level 77, 1.1005. If you're going to trade the euro dollar, I would keep it on the radar. 1.1005. Why? Because that's a daily PST level, and that's definitely something we want to be keeping in mind. PST levels, I trust them a lot. They don't let me down. 61.62, 1.1003. 1036. So that 1003 is also on the cards there. So this zone is quite nice to trade off. All right, so the market still does have potential to go up here. All right, and buying into here to push up is an okay daily setup. And remember also, euro dollar swing days Thursday, Friday. All right, so on this one, not Thursday, Friday, sorry, Friday. So we had the Monday, which is there. That's your Monday. Swing low. Going into a Friday, it's logical to buy on a pullback on the euro dollar. Okay, on the euro dollar. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now with the SP 500, as you can see, we're still trailing up, and that's fine. That level today is 71, which is 5,205. 5,205 is here. Okay, this is still okay. And as you can see, that's your Monday. Monday was a swing day, market going up. That's your Thursday, not doing much. Wednesday, not doing much. And today we're on a Thursday. So pushing higher is an option. Okay, so going higher is an option into Friday. All right, the trend is still up, so we can follow that. And the first Astro hour, like I said, for today is 9:45, which is, that's 9 o'clock there. If I turn this into a 15-minute chart, 9:45 is there. All right, so we'll see how things pan out here. These are also the highs, as you can see. Let's see. Okay, now on the weekly, we still might go up. As you can see, the market's pushing up, not a problem. We've still got room on the monthly as well. So if the market does dip down into an Astro hour, like the low of yesterday, or the weekly pivot, if it does something crazy, during the news and after the news, it might do something crazy. Okay, so this is why that news zone is completely empty. Okay, and that's how it is. Yeah, and just following this upwards, I think, is the way to go. And the PST indicator is nicely showing us that here as well. So the market wants to go up. It's not a bad spot either. All right, it's a logical level for the market to have a move. But because it's an index, you can always wait for the New York session as well, because it's a US index, as we do with the US indices. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now with the Dow Jones, remember we had a breakout and we said we could follow that upwards if the market pulled back. Let's go into the 15-minute chart. So that's the market making a sudden dip into here to go up. As you can see, there's still buying opportunity here. And their levels here at 67, 68, 39, 291, 336. Two, 9, 1, 3, 3, 6. So that's your first initial target. LCL1, 39, 430. So that's also a zone there. So following this up here is not that bad. If the market dips down, 52. If it does anything crazy, like come back to 38, 8, 8, 3, 38, 8, 8, 3, which is here. Okay, if it does anything crazy, well, it did something crazy yesterday. So if it does anything crazy like here, it's also a good opportunity to buy into the Astro hours if it matches. Okay, and that's how it is. So that looks like a false breakout. On the PST, it looks okay. It looks legit. This is also legitimate. So pushing up into that 39,294. 39, there you go. This zone is actually pushing into there and slightly higher even is on the card. So buying into there is not a bad idea. Your Astro hours, if you have a setup in the New York session, right? So the market may go up and then in New York might pull back into this zone, the low of Asia, low of London and so on, and then sweep the stops or come here in an Astro hour and just wait for that U-turn and then follow it through. NASDAQ, let's take a look. Probably the same kind of setup as the indices go together. All right, so support 50, that's 17,977. 17,977 is the first place to buy if you're a buyer on this one. As with the other indices as well, you know you can to push it up. Let's turn this into a 15-minute chart. Okay, so going back up is also okay. You can see this is yesterday, market making higher highs and then drifting down in London. So on the dailies, losing a bit of juice. 63, 18,439, 18,439. So this zone is going to be a sell zone if it gets up there. On the weekly, 76, 19,037. That's way out there. We'll cross that bridge if we get here first. All right, so that 63 level is one level to look out for. The others are too far out. If I turn this into just a 1 hour chart, this zone is logical to sweep everything out. Okay, so if the market goes back up, market touching that is going to be a sell opportunity. It's also a nice breakout on the PST. See, if you were to go long on something like this, you need to just put your stop loss under the lows here. Okay, and if you wanted to do that, that would have been like a push up, goodbye kiss coming in and going long here. So you don't have to put your stop losses too far out if you're using the PST indicator on your ATM strategy, and that's just the way to go. okay? Because it gives you a price, it's just nice. You can also do that if the price comes to 51, you can put a pending order at 18,119, let's say, and, you know, just go along from there if you want, and so on, okay? But obviously, you know, do it with the hours. If I turn this into a 1 hour chart, you'll also see that we're in a sideways motion. So the market may be inside a distribution phase, and then the highs is where we want to be selling off. As you can see, sell off, sell off, sell off kind of attitude. And if this is the distribution, the market should retrace soon. And then once we break below the low, it should make a high, and then we should be selling off. Okay, so here at this phase, you want to be selling off at PST levels at Astro hours. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's see. Now with Bitcoin, where are we at? This is the daily, so the market's gone up again, higher high, and that's fine. Yesterday I did say if the market pulls back, you need to go long with this one. Why? Because the market's making higher high and it broke that level, which is this level. I remember this is this week, last week. Once it breaks, closes above the pullback, you go long, and that's where the market's heading. All right, so let's see if this is going to be interesting. Let's do this. Oh, come on. Let's get rid of this. So either that's going to be your line there. All right, so you can just draw these, as you can see, it's like I'm doing, or that, which we can extend into that. All right, so that will be like your target zone here, and that's basically it. Okay, so on the pullback, it's going to push, push, push up, which is there. So I can actually put this into perspective and get rid of this. There we go. Okie dokie. And that's also a zone you want to look out for, obviously. Right, so on the Bitcoin, what do you want to do if the market pulls back into the low of yesterday, which is there, or into that mid-range of yesterday, which is going to be around there? Well, that's already done that. So we can't really do. Let's say if it got into the wick here, okay, into this zone at an Astro, and if you wanted to buy and go up, you could. This is an impulse wave market going sideways. If the market also breaks out on a pullback into an Astro hour, you can go long. Okay, if you're a buyer and holder, like I say every day, don't deal with it now, okay, because the price is too high.